So I got wasted, goddamn it, last night, whatever day this is before this day that we done this show. And the not gonna say white folks, but I heard it from a white person talking about, oh, the hair of the dog got you. I was like, what did you just say to me? He was like, man, the hair of the dog. I was like, I had no idea what the hair of the dog was. So I had to go look it up. And basically, it's an alcoholic beverage consumed as of a hangover remedy. So like the hair of a dog.
Alcohol on top of alcohol.
Basically, yeah, he was basically saying, boy, you need to wake up and drink again. I was like, why you just say that? Like, why you gotta say, what the hair of the dog got you? I'm like, I don't even understand that.
Oh, Lord.
So there's a new phrase I learned today. So when I'm hungover now, I'm like, the hair of the dog got me. I don't know how many people don't know what I'm talking about, but
the hair of the dog got you. Lord have mercy.
Kick City.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Kick City. Welcome to episode 70. We were supposed to do a live stream here, but we had technical difficulties, so we couldn't do that. We do have a very special guest in the building tonight. We have Miss Kicks for Fresh, aka Cay Fresh. She is originally from Leavenworth, so the 913, a little bit further, what is that, west of us?
West, yeah,
a little bit further west of us here in KCK, but she now resides in St. Louis, went to high school in St. Louis as well, but came back and went to KU. So welcome to the show tonight, ma'am. How you doing?
Good. Thanks so much for having me. I'm super excited to just have a chill conversation with both of you all today. Because, you know, anytime we talking sneakers, fashion, and pop culture, I'm all here for it.
Indeed. But yeah, AJ, we're going to throw it over to you. How's your week going, sir?
Hot. I'm going to tell you that much. It's been hot for a brother, but, you know, another week, you know, another blessing to be, you know, back on here again. So it's going.
That's fair. My week is hot as well. Disco Inferno, let's go. You know, rocking with a pro. Anyway, yeah, coming back from Florida where it was super hot, like humidity was on 1,000 down there. So coming back off of a vacation from Florida, getting back to the Kansas weather, getting back to work today, not something that I was happy about, but you know, got to pay them bills. So got to get back to it. But yeah, we're gonna jump right into the show here. First thing we're gonna talk about is Fresh Kick Friday. So, okay, what we do for Fresh Kick Friday is we talk about the sneaker that we're gonna rock this upcoming Friday. I actually don't know what I'm gonna rock. I'm thinking an Air Max 1 if it's not raining. Probably gonna go for one of my drink pack Air Max 1s. So might be like a lemonade or a strawberry lemonade Air Max 1 for me that day. AJ, what you got?
You know, I'm probably, it's gonna be some Jordan 1s. I know it is because I have discovered I haven't wore a pair in a while. I put a pair on the day I forgot that I had, so it's time for me to pull. Like, it's gonna be a low Jordan 1 though, because I got a lot of them that I ain't really wearing. So definitely gonna be a Jordan 1. I don't know what color yet. We're gonna surprise people though.
Okay. And Miss Kay, what you got?
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, one of the things that I do every single day is I actually go to an app called Unbox. I don't know if you all have heard of Unbox, but it kind of has like an inventory of all your sneakers. And every single day I literally look to see what I haven't worn, and it's by like month essentially. So like whatever I wore in 6 months, and then I just find the shoes. So I know I looked at it today, and the shoes that I had that were either DS or haven't worn in a while are a lot of Jordan 1 lows, which I have quite a few of those. I have not worn my Panda Dunks because I'm ready for everybody to just get done with that, so that you know the fresh fit can actually be a fresh fit and not like, oh my gosh, not another pair of Pandas. And then I also have my 550 Joe Fresh goods on ice. May pull those out, but yeah, that's how my daily routine is I literally look at the Unbox app. You can scan every single one of your shoes with the barcode, and it'll add it in here. You could put your purchase date. You could put if you purchase it off Goat, StockX, whatever. And then they also have like a insurance thing. You have to pay for that, but if you want to put all the value of your sneakers on there, you can also have that. So that way, if anytime something happens, you can look to the app as like your certificate of authenticity, but also like how much it costs. So we could talk about that later, but it's just some people that I know that are doing really well with that app, and I've been supporting them, and it's been fantastic.
That's dope.
That's dope. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I definitely hadn't heard of that until you just brought that up. So definitely going to look
into
into
that. It's better
that.
than a notepad. It's better than an iPhone notepad.
Right.
So that's an inside joke. Shade.
Well, I was like, huh? I got an Excel spreadsheet.
Oh man, we're gonna get into that here a little bit later.
Yeah.
Y'all hear about that here in just a second. But moving on to the next part here. So we got our recent pickups. So we're gonna talk about our most recent pickups for me and AJ since the last episode. What we picked up. Kay, anything you want to talk about? Period that you picked up here recently. I know you're a YouTuber, so you might have way more things that you picked up than what we have. But anyway, I'll start it off here. Picked up my very first pair of Yeezys, and it's a fire one here. Grab these high res red Yeezy 700s. I will say I did try them on. It does feel like you're walking on clouds with that Boost technology. First pair of Adidas that I've had in 18 years. I had to look that up.
What?
18 years. I had not. I told you, man, I was against Adidas for a very long time because I had them T-Mac ones and they killed my feet, and I had them space boots that we had to wear in high school as a team shoe for basketball. So after that, I said, you know what? I'm good on any Adidas sneaker. But these do feel legit. The only thing that I will complain about just a little bit is I wish I went a half size up because they do feel a little tight in the toe. But that's what I picked up this week. I got that off a trade block, had to trade 2 sneakers, got those plus $20. So that was a good even trade in my opinion. AJ, what you pick up?
I ain't picked up nothing this week. I've been striking out. It had to restock. I'm really upset because I wanted them chili red 9s on the restock. Didn't know they was on there. By the time I got on there, of course,
they was sitting too for a few days.
But that's what I'm saying. Every other size was sitting, but my size. It's like I got the message in the group. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get on there a little later because I was in the middle of working. And I get on there. I said, how everything else in my size, but these is gone. Because I know like from like a 10 and a half, probably all the way to like a 8 or so was sitting for like 2 days, at least 2-3 days. And I'm like,
I think a 10 and a half is still sitting there.
See what I'm I was like I said, I was hot, but I ain't picked up.
I said that was a sneaker guy telling you,
hey, right,
put it back.
I've been telling myself I'm gonna slow down, so I was like, that's what's going on. So now I didn't get to pick up nothing this week though.
All right, and Miss Fresh, what did you get?
Yeah, absolutely. So I will point out that even though I do YouTube, I don't care if I get it early, if I get it on time, or if I get it late. I actually just like copping sneakers. So here recently, I actually picked up 2 sneakers. I did get the Jordan 5 Bluebird, the women's release. That was obviously a reach back with the Jordan Reserve that they had a few days ago. And it actually was all women's sneakers, which we don't see that a lot. And I think that was nice to see that. Like, I think it was those cheetah print 11s, whatever, the Animal Instincts. There was a couple other women's sneakers, but I really did want that shoe, so I was able to cop that at retail. And then when I look at my handy dandy spreadsheet, it reminds me that I actually got the Nike Dunk Low Lisa Leslie's. Those, I was actually surprised of the quality on that pair. I do apologize because I don't have the shoe in hand. It's actually upstairs in my trunk. So I'm like, wow, that would have been a perfect opportunity to show you all what this sneaker looks like. But if you are not following me on Instagram or YouTube, which is both Kicks for Fresh, please know that like I post all of my content. So if you want to see how amazing those sneakers look in hand, just holler at your girl, go on the page, get your life, double tap my reel, engage with me, please.
All right.
I just want to side on. I'm kind of jealous about the Lisa Leslie because I
they
need them.
your size.
They didn't have my size. I'm low-key a little jealous. Just what you know. I saw it on your IG, and I was like, damn, that shoe looks so good. Like, yeah, I'm jealous of it. I just want you to know that.
I honestly think it's one of the best quality dunks that we've seen in a while. That's not an SB. Like I feel like the SBs usually are a lot better in quality and material, obviously, but you know, like the Pandas, for example, like they have put out so many pairs of Pandas, like they are like cardboard at this point. But I really do appreciate that Nike did spend the time to curate a shoe that is like immaculate. From the leather quality, we did get 2 sets of laces. So one of them is like a satin purple lace, and the other one is the green that matches the swoosh. And I just think that is dope that they did that, because you know, as a female sneakerhead, as a woman, as somebody who, you know, knows a lot of those prominent players in the WNBA and has watched them and been inspired by them, I was actually very happy to see that it wasn't just like a Raglio shoe that they put out. You know, it was something that they really spent time on. However, I do agree that I would have liked to see extended sizes. I think that would have given people the opportunity to support people like Lisa Leslie or any WNBA players. Like if men can't wear them, like then they can't support the WNBA and the achievements of the players in the league. So
yeah, fair statement. And then I'm curious to see how you style those, because I know you be doing like the fresh fits and all that different stuff. So I'm curious to see how that turns out when you pull out a fit for those as well.
Got something cooking.
All right. So so we are going to jump into our interview here with Miss Cay. So we'll let our citizens of Kick City get to know her a little bit better here through our interview. So I'm going to start off here, Cay, and this is a question that I like to ask all of our guests when they come on the show. What is the first sneaker that made you fall in love with sneakers? Like, what was that first sneaker that you saw that you were just like, I gotta have it?
Oh, absolutely. So, you already mentioned, excuse me, my past of like being born and raised in Leavenworth, Kansas. And so, my dad was actually very big into like basketball. He played in high school. He played in like the intramurals. I don't think that's what they called them back in the day, but like the intramural teams where you like on a team and you just play with your homeboys and win tournaments and stuff. And my earliest memory was the Jordan 13. And I don't know, it was just something about that shoe. Like as we're going up and down the court, you know, I'm just watching it. I'm a daddy's girl, so I'm at every single game watching them, you know, basketball. But I'm like, I'm not even paying attention to the sport. And to this day, I really don't watch anything but KU basketball. Let that be known. But
I'm sorry. Keep going.
National championship. Can we talk about? Okay, that's right. All right.
Anyway,
right. But it's like kind of like the biggest comeback of all time, actually, at this point. Anyway, so the Jordan 13 for me was just a sneaker that I just fell in love with seeing it on the court. And so my dad actually bought me the Jordan Flint, Jordan 13 Flint, and I just remember seeing like the eye on the side of the sneaker, and I would like sit there waiting at the stop sign waiting for the bus, and I'd be like looking down at it like this is just so tough, you know. So that's kind of like the first moment that I fell in love with sneakers. But it took me a while to fully understand like the game of it all, like understanding like that there's Jordan, that there's Adidas, that there's Nikes, because I was so young and we didn't grow up with like abundance amount of money or shoes. So that was kind of like the first one. So I was actually really, really happy and excited about their return. Was that last year? I feel like all of the COVID years were like
it was
blended together.
It was when The Last Dance came out. Yeah. When The
So
Last Dance
2020.
came out.
Yeah, yep. I almost copped 2 pairs, but I was grateful enough to cop the pair that I did. But I mean, I think I cried when I opened that box. Like it just brought back so much memories for me. So that was like the first sneaker I remember like falling in love with it. And then, you know, from there on out, like even if I was in like high school or middle school, I just always wanted fresh shoes. I honestly really didn't care what type of shoe they were. Like I know like people get bullied and stuff because they're like, oh wow, you got on Payless shoes. But I was like, I got on a fresh new pair of shoes. Like you can't tell me nothing. And that's why the nickname Cay Fresh was given to me. Like it wasn't something I just came up with. You know, I always wanted to have on fresh sneakers and a fresh fit. Like that was me every single day.
Okay.
That's dope. Well, you took one of my questions away because I was so wondering how you got your name. But I'm glad it's how you learned how you got it. But so I was looking like you got like all kind of different shoes. So you're not like just a person that's like locked in on just Nike or Adidas. So what makes you like want to have all kind of different brands and not just like, I know a lot of sneaker heads or sneaker enthusiasts where they always lock in like on one shoe. What makes you want to have like multiple different kind of brands?
Yeah. Well, I think for me, it's originality. You know, you could have all the Jordan 1s in the world, but to me, having a variety of sneakers really kind of tells a little bit more of a story of who you are, and, you know, kind of how you like to express yourself. And I think that sometimes sneakers can actually be limiting in such a way, you know, if you stick to one type of silhouette or you stick to like, some people are like, oh, I want to do the OG color blocking or just OGs. Like you're limiting yourself. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But for me, it's always been about originality, you know, and I like to wear things that people wouldn't necessarily know what it is, because it's a conversation starter. It's a conversation piece. And, you know, for people to say, oh, I love your shoes. Like, what are those? And then I can be like, oh, these are the New Balance 2002 Rs. Like, they're so comfortable, you know, and they're like, wow, like, where do you get those from? And I'm like, oh, well, you know, you just go to Champs and walk in and get that shoe. As opposed to something like a Jordan 1 high OG 2 years ago, you wasn't getting that on the shelves.
Nowhere.
Now you can, but and so I think for me, it's just always been again about originality and making my statement, right? And not kind of fitting into this mode of what is hype. Now, granted, I do have a few hype shoes that people would consider hype, but I might have just liked them, you know, like, oh, I want to put this in my collection.
Gotcha.
So I did a little bit of digging here, and I went back to your very first review on your YouTube channel, which was your.
Oh God, it was awful. It was awful.
We gotta start somewhere. It's all right. You had to start.
Look, started from the bottom. Now you're here.
It was the Bloodline Jordan 1. Was your very first review, and you said that was also your first ever Jordan 1.
Wow.
Since then, how many Jordan 1s have you purchased since then? Have you grown a liking for Jordan 1 since then, or is it still kind of limited? Like Jordan 1s ain't really, because you know they were super hyped when Bloodlines were out. So
yeah. So for me, I think that I also look at price point. That is one thing that used to be really important to me as a poor college student and as a poor, you know, just out of college student. Like when I came back to St. Louis to start my first job, like I didn't even have a furnished apartment. I didn't have anything for my apartment. And so I had to make sacrifices to go to school in order to be able to afford these sneakers and to live really before it was sneakers. And so, you know, unfortunately, Jordans was just never in my price point. I was still buying sneakers. I had every single little Air Max that you can get from the Nike outlet. And the reason why I bought that shoe, believe it or not, was because it was sitting on the shelf. You know, we had a time, a brief time, but we had a time where Jordan 1s, you know, did used to sit on the shelves. And then I guess the pandemic happened and people wanted to spend their stimulus checks. And then all the Jordan 1s was gone. And so it was actually just a moment where I just went into Foot Locker looking to just buy some shoes. I actually bought a pair in NMD's Adidas, and it was in a KU colorway. And then I saw the Bloodlines and I copped those too. So I really wasn't even going in the store to buy that particular shoe, but because it was accessible is one of the reasons why I purchased it. Now, my love for Jordan 1s has like grown, I think that they have done a really great job on some of them in terms of materials. I actually like the way the shoe looks on my foot. I just so people know, I'm actually a 8.5 men or a 9 men, and then a 10 or a 10.5 women. It just really depends on the shoe. And then like, unfortunately, like a 9.5 if it's Adidas, because whoo, child, the inconsistencies of the sizes out here.
Yes.
But so yeah, that's kind of like where that came from. And like I have about between lows and highs, I'm looking at them right now. I have almost 30 pairs.
Oh wow. Okay.
Since that bloodline video. So it's like, okay, I'm rocking with that silhouette, but you know, that doesn't mean I'm not copying other things. It just means, you know, okay, I'll put that in my collection. And you know, one thing too about me is I don't like to have like too many shoes. And I know there's no such thing as too many shoes, but I'll sit and I'll look and I'll be like, I ain't gonna never wear them again. I ain't never gonna wear them again. And I do one of three things. I give them to somebody that might be in need. I put them on my Facebook for friends and family to purchase at a reasonable price for their kids or whoever, or I send them straight to GOAT. Those are the three things that I do.
Okay. All right. So I saw that you're part of a sorority, and I see that you had got a customized pair of New Balances. Now, what made you pick a New Balance to put like customized for your sorority? Was that like the first one that you thought of, or was it like another shoe that you would want to customize for your sorority?
Yeah, absolutely. So, actually, this sneaker was a collaboration with Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated and New Balance. Okay. So I actually had no influence in that. I purchased it because part of the proceeds actually went to our scholarship that we had for incoming and transfer students. And so I knew that the money was going to go to a really great cause. And what's great about it is the shoe was actually affordable. It was like $100. Like, and so to know that not only do we have an affordable shoe that I think a lot of people can go and grab. So it's not that $200 price point of like a Jordan, where there might be some people that are just not into sneakers, but they want to grab the sneaker because they know that it's going to, one, it's for their sorority if they're in the sorority, but two, for the scholarship. So yeah, I think it's the New Balance Robe, ROAV. It's super comfortable. Unfortunately, I have not worn it yet because it's white.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Like that has to be like, I got to be out there ready to, you know, at a little picnic with them on, because I just can't be wearing them to the grocery store in the rain.
Right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You have to throw you some Reshoevn-ator on there real quick if you're gonna wear them outside. So since you're into New Balance along with Adidas, Nike, all those different types of brands and everything, what would you say is your favorite brand of all the brands out there?
I kind of have, I'm trying to think. I gotta look in my boxes because they speaking to me right now. They speaking to me. I think it really just depends. Like maybe y'all can feel me on this. You know, as we get older, as our styles evolve, as our feet and arches fall, you know, things change. And as our money begins to mean something to us, we kind of start thinking about a lot of those factors when it comes to actually purchasing a shoe. So for example, I have not purchased a New Balance outside of now that the ones that I have, but I had not purchased a New Balance since I would say like maybe my junior year in high school. And I'm dating myself because I graduated in 2006. And I had not bought.
Yourself. I'm 2006 as well. He's 05, so you good?
Listen, child, I said I don't know what the audience is who listening, but I'm grown, okay? But it had been a very long time since I had purchased a New Balance, and it really was due to the fact that I felt like they weren't reinventing themselves and kind of doing what they needed to do to keep the brand alive. And then they finally started being like, okay, retro is in, so like let's bring back the 550s, you know, and kind of give you that retro flavor. And then like the 2002 Rs, I felt like though that pair in particular was kind of like a it was a dad shoe, but it wasn't kind of deal. So right now I'm vibing with the New Balance. But 2-3 years ago, I would say, Nike above all, just for the simple fact of like, I really feel like they like monopolize in some way of the business. Because you had the brands like Saucony, you had the brands like Asics that people I would say they regular people shoes. People just walk in the store and be like, I need some new gym shoes. And they just grab a ASIC or a Saucony. They're not doing that, all the time with Nike. And they came out with the Pegasus, which I have not picked up a pair because I think them shoes look ugly. But outside of that, it just really changes and it evolves. I think that it evolves as you evolve as a person. But I don't know if many people think about shoes like that. They might just be like, I just like the colors. They're so pretty, like whatever.
Most definitely. So since you started YouTube 2 years ago, what was it that made you say, you know what, I'm gonna jump into YouTube? Because YouTube is a very oversaturated space, especially sneaker
Sure.
YouTube. It's a lot of sneaker YouTubers out there. So what made you say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna jump into this space? And as a female too, it's mainly dominated by males. What made you say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go in there, create my own space and create my own lane?
Right. Yeah. That's a really great question. So prior to my sneaker page, I actually had another page. Not a lot of people know this about me, but I really like to sing. I just don't like to sing in front of people. So it's like people tell me I have a really great voice and I like the choir and things like that. So I actually had a page where I was singing and it was pretty popular, but then, with the copyright and things like that, it kind of like fizzled out. And so I always knew that I wanted to use YouTube as a creative space. And also really the line of work that I do, I'm like a helper. So I help people. It's not like customer service, but it's education. I like for people to learn things. And so I was like, we're in the middle of COVID. I can't really hang out with people. I'm a social butterfly. Maybe I can show my personality on YouTube, but also show off my collection and then also help people. Because again, when you're out in the community and you're at the grocery store and somebody says, I really like your sneakers, like, where did you get them? Like, I really want to get my nephew a pair. I really want to get my grandma a pair. I'm helping them because I'm like, oh, you can go to the New Balance store up the street around the corner and they got them in all colors and make sure to go up a half size because these run short, Right. I felt a sense of like I was just helping people. So I actually started my page my YouTube page because I wanted to help people. Now, when I put that first video up, I was like, okay, let me type female sneakerheads, female YouTube. And I saw like 5 ladies and that was it. And I was like, oh, wow. So I saw like the Tony D2 Mike Rich, Seth and all them. And I like barely saw any women. So I was like, oh, okay, this really got to pop for me. Cause like, I really want to put on, for the women. I don't know if you all seen this on my YouTube, but I actually have a live called Pop the Culture. And I don't know if that was going to be one of y'all questions. I won't go too in detail about it, but one of the things with Pop the Culture that I really wanted to do is bring more female sneakerheads onto the YouTube space and the platform to show off their collection, the talk, girl talk, whatever. But for me, it was really a no-brainer. It was like, I see a need, for people, even though YouTube is saturated, it's like one of the top search engines after Google. I mean, they even work with Google now. Yeah. When people are like, how do I change a tire? It's like, what size should I get? What size should I get in the Yeezy slides? And I was like, all right, I'm gonna put up a video. I think I did how do Yeezy 350s fit? And I got like that's the most viewed video. And I'm like, I didn't think that. I just thought like I was just helping some people. But so for me, it's just like kind of like a no-brainer. I always wanted to do YouTube. I found kind of like my lane. I do have a lot of great ideas in terms of really kind of, I don't want to say breaking out of the sneaker YouTube, but I love clothes, the fresh fits and things like that. So I want to show people how to wear their sneakers. Cause unfortunately there's a lot of people out here that just throw on like a Travis Scott and be wearing like the most basic outfit, and I'm like, dang, that's straight a waste of that shoe, bro. Like, that's crazy.
See,
That's crazy.
see. So I feel like I try to call myself into fashion myself, but it's like I feel like certain shoes is like I think if you got like a certain shoe, like a Travis Scott or like a shoe that like stands out a lot, I feel like your outfit doesn't need to do that much with it. But since you said that, how do you like prepare? I know you just told us about the app, how you figure out like the shoes you're gonna wear. But how do you like put an outfit together? Do you start like with your shoes and then go like shoes and then go up, or you find like whatever outfit you want and then pair it with your shoes?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So for me, it's kind of like both. It depends on what the occasion is. So for me, like I said, I love to shop. I love a good deal. Like, so today I went to the Tommy Hilfiger store and I got a shirt for like $8. And I was literally like, I'm going to buy the shirt because I have some yellow Vans that will go with the shirt. That is the purpose of me buying the shirt. So when I see that shirt, I'm going to say, I'm going to wear my yellow Vans with this shirt. Now, on the contrary, I might see a really nice piece. So I actually got a Levi jacket from Macy's for $18 regular, $89.99.
Yeah.
And it had Sherpa around the neck. So I'm like, I know I'm not about to wear it, but let me get this piece. And then that way, if I, for example, to wear, I'm trying to think like the mocha one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out. I'm like, okay, it's time for the Sherpa Levi jacket to come out. So it really just depends. And then the Unbox app, I do use that during the week because I can wear sneakers for the most part at work. Not all the time, but most of the time. Sorry, y'all, because I'm like, that's why I got my water over here. Because when I start talking, I'll be losing my voice. But so I do like religiously use the app to make sure that I'm actually rotating out my shoes because I'm a big like proponent of wear your sneakers, and I might just forget that I have something if I don't look at the app.
Sure.
And so like, for example, I had on the Belugas today. I didn't wear that shoe since it came out.
Oh wow.
I wore it once for my video. And then I was like, oh, I need to wear that shoe. Cause like, what's the point of it sitting there? Like if it's gonna sit there, then like maybe it shouldn't even be in my collection at this point. Cause I like to wear my sneakers.
You're better than me because I hold on to mine for a little while. for just a little while.
There do be a few that you don't wear immediately, and then you end up wearing them, and you kind of mess them up just a little bit. I just did that with my patent bread ones last week. I wore them while in Florida, and then I was rushing out of the hotel room and kind of scuffed them just a little bit on the door. Was not happy with myself. Not happy with myself at all. I was like, oh Lord, what have I done? What have I done?
I feel like I'm like Mrs. Keep that same energy because I was not into that shoe. I grabbed maybe 5 or 6 pairs. I sold them all, like just random sizes, because I was like, all right, there's a way for me to just put some money in my bank account so that I can buy more sneakers that I want. And I did not put that shoe in my collection. I just don't like patent leather. I think they're super uncomfortable, especially the whole entire shoe. Like, sheesh. And it's a one. That was a shoe that I was like, nah, I'm good.
They were actually comfortable. Like they seemed to be more comfortable than your average Jordan one. I feel like they were more comfortable than the Rebellionaires, in my opinion. But
you just got a bad taste for billionaires. That's all that.
No, I feel like I overpaid for Rebellionaires. Is the problem with Rebellionaires. I way overpaid for them because I got a little. I guess I got a little hype beast in me that day or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But Kay, let's talk about that pop the culture that you were talking about there. So talk about that more in depth. Tell us what that's about.
Yeah, absolutely. So pop the culture is everything fashion, sneakers, and pop culture. And it's just it was a weekly live, which is like, if y'all do a podcast, y'all know everything that goes into planning for a podcast. But originally, like I said, I wanted to just highlight women sneakerheads. And just to have like a regular conversation, I would have topics, like say, for example, Kanye went off on Adidas with the lookalike Adidas 22. So that would be a topic. What were their thoughts on it? I would always do like, what was the last sneaker that you picked up? People would put that in the camera, and then we would always talk about like the week's releases and things like that. So I had a whole schedule of things. It did actually become really popular, but unfortunately with the line of work that I do, I just was not able to keep it up weekly. So I took a little break, and then I came back and did it like bi-weekly, and that helped. And with that, I did it a little bit different. I actually had like a panel of people. And so I'm a part of like, it was called like a little group called the Kick Squad. And we all are into sneakers, obviously. We all help each other out. We have a group chat. And so we actually would just get on here and have fun. And like, it got pretty popular, but which I'm really thankful for. And I'm actually working with someone right now to really try to bring it back, and actually like bring it back like permanently, so that there is a way for people to get away from the hustle and bustle of life, right? It's an opportunity for people to come and forget what's going on, you know, the mass shootings and the COVID and the debt and the inflation, just to come hang out as a family to say, you know, how was y'all week in copping sneakers? You know, what's going on? Pop culture related. And then I actually show like my steals and deals all the time, which I actually have a few things, but so it's just a really fun time. I've had some big YouTubers pop in the chat, and then I send them a link and they come on. So I'm like, that's kind of cool. The fact that they see that, you know, I was in the algorithm of YouTube.
Yeah.
So I could put that on my resume, right? But you know, it is one of those things where my vision for Pop the Culture is bigger than just a weekly live. You know, I definitely want it to be like, if I can be like an executive producer or something like that, and actually have it where like Champs or somebody is sponsoring it, like that's my ultimate goal, so that everybody knows what Pop the Culture is, and I can be a host or have a co-host, and then eventually be on the back end to really create, you know, and make sure that each episode is super unique. Kind of like how they do like Wild and Out, for example, where you kind of create some content. That's kind of my goal. So like, pray for me, y'all, because it is a lot of work. And you know, I'm very grateful and thankful for the support that I have gotten, you know, hundreds of people, but it is a lot, man. You know, when you're creating, you get these ideas and you're like, oh, this is gonna be so great, and then all the hours that you put into it, you know, it kind of gets away from you a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely something you got to have a passion for, because if you're in it for the money, it's
not, yeah,
it's not there.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So I got one fun question here for you. So this is something that I always like to do with people too. It's a rock, stock, or drop here. So you said your love for sneakers came from the Flint 13. So we're gonna go Flint 13s. We're gonna go Jordan 1 Chicago's.
Okay.
And we're gonna go, let's say, Bread 13s as well. Which one you rocking? Which one you stocking?
Why would you do that?
Hey, that was good.
Why would you do that?
That was good. That was good.
Because I was like, wait a minute now. So I do have the Flint, obviously, and I have the Bread, but I do not have the Chicago one, which who does at this point? Because I mean, like, it's been so long since they've retro those hoes. But I don't know. This is not gonna look good. This is not gonna sound good, y'all. This is not gonna sound good.
This is your opinion. Don't worry about what everybody.
But I feel like your viewers gonna come for me. I mean, your listeners are gonna come for me. They're gonna be like, who is this Cay Fresh girl? And like, what's she talking about? Well, I mean, I've already rocked my Flints, and I think that is a shoe that, above all, I'm gonna rock. You know, like that that brings back a lot of memories for me. The Bread 11 is just, man, I think it's I don't know, man. Gotta choose my words so wisely. I feel like the Bread 11 for me is a little bit more iconic. 11s is one of my top 3 silhouettes. And so I will put Bread as, okay, what was it? Rock, stock, and flip.
It's
yeah,
rock, stock, or drop. And you actually, maybe you heard me wrong. It was Bread 13. So we threw a 13 in there. So maybe this makes it easier for you.
Right.
Okay, okay, because y'all had me Y'all had
Nah,
me.
keep the 11 in there. Let's just make it interesting now.
Let's just do bread 11 then now, since you already on
all
there.
all I know is that Chicago 1 was about to go bye-bye.
Okay.
It's going bye-bye.
So that's the one that's getting dropped, and you stocking the bread 11 then. Okay. Okay.
The bread 11 or honestly, or the bread 13, because like 13s are like really comfortable for me. And I like how they look on my feet. That's another thing. And maybe that's just like a female thing, but we like how our shoes look on our feet. And then I don't know, like I love that colorway more than I love the bread colorway a little bit more than I love the Chicago colorway. But that's just my personal preference.
Here, let me
y'all
throw
killed
another
me with that.
Let me throw another one at you then. Since you like 13s, we'll go Cherry 13. Let's go Playoff 13 or He Got Game 13.
I probably dropped the He Got Game. Personally, I would probably have to stock the cherries because it's like a really white upper, man. It's like almost all white, and so I don't want to ruin that. And then the rock would be, what did you say? You said the
playoff.
The playoffs.
Yeah, the playoffs. I rock them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy though? I don't even have that many 13s because here's the thing. I'm gonna just say this. I have to be very mindful of how many sneakers I cop in a month. I have a sneaker budget. A lot of people don't, or they say they do, but I'm like, for example, if the De La Soul 13 when that came out and there was all other shoes coming out that was like more fire, I was like, I ain't getting it because I want to get something else. Even though I like 13s, it wasn't up there with whatever else was coming out. So I actually only have a few pair from the last couple of years. It's like they be putting those 13s out when some heat be coming out, and I'm like, oh,
that's fair. A lot of 13s have set this year, like Court Purple 13 set.
Yeah.
I think Brave Blues set
for a little bit there. We got a restock, and they're sitting right now as we speak. So
Del Sols.
What was I gonna say? The Obsidians. Those are those are a really easy cop. I did have the court purples, but I gave them to my brother.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's a big Lakers fan. I know they didn't have the yellow in there, but
that's a good man. He a Laker fan. He a good man in my book.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he's a Kobe fan.
That's it. He's definitely a great man. Then that'll work too.
Yeah.
But yeah, and AJ, you got any other questions for her? Or?
Nah, I ain't got no more.
Okay. So that's going to conclude our interview here with Cay. So we're going to move on to our next part of the show, which I actually threw this in here last minute. It's a little bit of sneaker news that I saw. T-Mac is calling his relationship with Adidas rocky and says that it may be coming to an end because he doesn't like how he's been treated over the last 10 years. Question that I have is, do we really care about T-Mac ending his relationship with Adidas? Does anybody buy T-Mac retros or anything like that? And as a retiree, what does that even mean? Like, you ending your lifetime deal with Adidas? I mean, you getting free merch all the time. You getting free Yeezys. What more are you wanting over there, T-Mac? And it's not like you can go to somebody else and sell stuff because you're a retiree. Most of these young kids don't even know who T-Mac is at this point. So I'm like, does it really matter that T-Mac is going to possibly leave Adidas? Because in my opinion, I don't think it does.
Yeah.
No, for me, I think I got like a personal deal with it because so back when I was playing AU ball, like I was fortunate enough to be sponsored by Adidas. So and like the T-Max was like the hottest thing out. And this was 03, this was 02, 03, 04, like
you talking T-Mac 1 or T-Mac 2?
The T-Mac 1. T-Mac 1 and T-Mac 2, like, hey, we was getting them fresh T-Macs like every other week, all kind of different colors. So I'm like, man, T-Mac is that deal. Like I was a big fan of T-Mac back then. I mean, then I got older and got into sneakers more. And I was like, them T-Macs really wasn't that great. But, it's it's like because it's hard to like. I think you can't do nothing but play basketball in that T-Mac. So I'm like, you can't really wear it for fashion wise. And if anybody is wearing it, like they're literally, as we said, we showing our age, we're 35 and up. Like because you just remember the T-Mac from when you was like when you was younger. Like you're wearing it just because you was a fan of T-Mac.
It's a
right?
nostalgic thing.
Yeah, that's all it is. And it ain't nothing got to do with it's the hottest thing yet. It was just like, yo, I remember how I felt at this time when this T-Mac was out and like I want it. So I'm like, that's the only thing with me with it. I'm just like, because I mean, granted, ain't nobody going out for T-Max. And they ain't making no new colors of T-Max. They ain't doing it. I feel T-Max sit back and look at AI and like, why I ain't like AI in question? Like, why I ain't keeping my legacy going like that? Because ain't too many people on Adidas back in the day, like that's still around, that's still relevant. I mean, only other player I can really think of on Adidas is like Derrick Rose. And I'm like,
and ain't
I
nobody
don't know.
buying Derrick Rose shoes either.
Exactly. He just keeps coming out with a pair of shoes every year. Nobody knows. Like we
I'm
don't like
just
Derrick.
kidding.
We
We
like
ain't
on
buying
Derrick.
no Derrick Rose
I don't
shoes.
know
We
why
ain't buying no
that was
Dame Lillards. We ain't buying
Yeah,
no
like
Donovan
Dame.
Mitchells, no James Hardens.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Okay, y'all. Okay.
like
Moment of
and then,
silence, because I had to Google what the T Mac shoe looked like, and then I don't know if y'all saw my face, but I was like, "That's what he."
That was it. They was the patent leather, all patent leather shoe that
No,
he
that's the
did back
T
in the
Mac
day.
2. That's the T
Yeah,
Mac
that
2 that
T-Mac
you
too.
thinking of.
That's that all
Oh,
patent
okay,
leather.
that's what I'm looking at. Okay.
We was in that. I had all kind of colors in that.
That T Mac 2 was
Yeah.
fire when it came out, but it didn't age well.
Nah, it didn't. Like it just hurt because I just got that. I just remember me being that young AAU kid, and I was just happy to get them T-Macs every week. You couldn't tell us nothing.
Right.
Shout out to Pump and Run, Pump and Run kids back in the day. I think they run and gun
Ooh.
now. I don't know who they are. I don't know who they call now.
Sheesh.
Pump and Run. We used to Dan and Don Pump. Appreciate y'all back in the day. Give y'all a little shout out.
I'll play a little bit of a devil's advocate, because I personally thought about like I would like to learn a little bit more about like what he says about like being disrespected. Like, do y'all know what the reason is? Because like I get, and maybe he understands that like maybe his shoes and what they like the benefit that Adidas like he gives to Adidas might not be as strong, because I'm looking at them shoes like I don't know who's buying those at this day and age, but I can get that they was like really hot. But like if he feels disrespected, because I feel like these brands, they kind of like use us and abuse us at this point. It's like we gonna give you this because we know we can leech off of you and get that, but once we can't get that from you anymore, we can just treat you however we want. Because right now the wave is Kanye, it's Adidas, not Kanye, Ivy Park with Beyonce, and then like Pharrell Williams. So like they probably are just more like, we need to dispose of things that really aren't getting us anything. And maybe that's where he feels disrespected. But I'm like, but you have to realize, I did make y'all some money at one point in time, So I don't know. I'm just like thinking about that. Like maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's like, because nobody's gonna want to be disrespected. I don't care what the situation is, but he's a grown man, and I mean, some people might not know who T-Mac is, but like rightfully so, he's earned like his spot, as a retiree, and did what he needed to do. He came and he did what he needed to do.
That's fair.
That's fair. And I think at the time, T-Mac was just a hot name, so it's like we was rocking T-Mac because. Like you wear Jordan, you want to feel like Jordan, so you wear Jordan. You want to feel like T-Mac was that deal back then, so we put T-Macs on. So,
right, yeah. So it's like, so that's all I'm thinking about is like, dang, like what, and it's like he black, so I'm like, I need to make sure that Adidas ain't over there saying some racist stuff, because I don't know. That's where my mind be going, because sometimes, trust me, it still be happening where people need to go through in sensitivity training and DEI trainings because they just be saying any old thing to people.
That's fair. I mean, I I don't know. T-Max, outside of the T-Mac tools, I'm just probably never going to ever buy a T-Mac ever again. I mean, T-Mac tools were dope, and like AJ said, it's nostalgic purposes that make you like those.
Right.
But I don't know. The T Mac ones is part of the reason I haven't owned an Adidas shoe in 18 years. So it's like, maybe I just feel a certain kind of way about those shoes. So I'm like, yeah, they're not comfortable.
Right.
They bricks. So I don't know. Maybe T
Literally.
Mac. Maybe T Mac thinks that his shoe is Jordan, or maybe, like you said, AJ, he thinks that he's got an Iverson type of sneaker. But they had iconic sneakers. That's my thing. Like,
Right.
T Mac, you had one iconic sneaker, and that's it. But
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, so now we're gonna jump into gifts after that lovely conversation about T Mac there. So gifts for this week are dropping between 7/17 and 7/23. Of course, release dates are subject to change, so please don't hold us to them. First sneaker that we got up on the list is going to be a Nike Dunk, which is a very popular sneaker at the moment. And for everybody that's viewing it, you are now seeing it here on your left. It is going to be the Nike Dunk Low Jackie Robinson dropping on 7/19. These are going to be $130. They feature a royal Dodger blue upper along with white, and then you have like a more faded, like it looks like canvas swoosh on this sneaker as well. You have a 42 on like the heel of the sneaker, and then you have almost like in the style of the Rebellionaires, you have the words going across the upper, where it looks like the words are a little bit more glossy, so they pop a little bit more. So as you can see everything on that, you have the words. Um, it looks like you got concerned. Um, I can't figure out what everything is saying on there. Um, I'm not concerned with liking or disliking. I ask that you, I think, treat me as a human being. I think that's what it says. Completely there, but it's kind of in a repeat fashion, just like the Rebellionaires were. Um, and it's a dope sneaker. The laces are actually got like so they're all white laces, but then you have like on a baseball, you have the laces that are red on a baseball. They're actually blue on the laces there for the Dodger blue. You have a mini swoosh there in the toe, and then you have a white toe box, white mid panel, and white around the heel. And then you have a 75th anniversary logo on the tongue of the sneaker. All around, these sneakers are fire. I'm definitely going to try for them. For me, it's a gotta have. AJ, what's your thoughts?
Definitely gotta have. I'm gonna shoot my shot. You know my motto. I go over the 50, but under the 100 if I gotta go get a resale from them. So, but yeah, I definitely like them. Yeah, them. I think. I mean, granted, of course, because of Jackie Robinson, but I feel like it's gonna be a good quality shoe. I feel like Nike Dunks did good on this
one. Okay. And Kay, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I would have to agree with both of you all. I think it's a really well executed shoe. Some people have been saying that it's a little busy, in terms of the words and things like that. But I kind of see it as a statement. It's a statement piece. We don't want it to be silenced. We want people to know. We want people to understand the history. So it will be a shoe that I will likely go for, but I don't think that. Well, I know I'm not going to be upset if I don't get it. That's just been my motto this year of like not really crying over spilled milk at this. But it's a really dope shoe. And kudos to Nike for honoring such a legacy.
For sure. So to give y'all what the people said about this sneaker, through our IG story, of course, a lot of people going after these. 80% of people said gotta have them. 8% of people said flip them. Nobody said trash, thank goodness. And
Right.
12% of people said sleep for cheap. Good luck to those people that are saying sleep for cheap, because you're probably not going to get those on the low.
And I got my LA hat on, Dodger hat, as I just thought about that as we talking about it. So yeah.
All right. So next sneaker on the list is actually dropping on 7/21. Oh, and that's a certified gotta have them, because all three of us said gotta have them on those. But next sneaker on the list is going to be a very hype sneaker. It is the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low Reverse Mocha. Still kind of a rumored date of 7/21. Like Sneaker News has it as 7/21, but it's not uploaded on sneakers, so you know how that goes. Could probably be the Travis Scott website too, which is an ultimate L. You never hit on those hardly. But Reverse Mocha, these are going to be $150. Once again, dropping on the 21st. With most Travis Scotts, you usually get premium materials. You do have like this off-white, like cream sail colorway on the midsole, kind of giving it that aged look. It's kind of like an off-white cream throughout the upper, like around the eyelids, around like the toe cap, the heel. You got the Cactus Jack face on the heel of the sneaker, as well as the Air Jordan 1 Wings logo. Cactus Jack face is on the left sneaker. Air Jordan 1 Wings is on the right sneaker. You have the trademark backward swoosh that you see on every Travis Scott Jordan 1. Looks like you got some premium suede on the toe, which is a brown. And you got that in the mid panel there as well. You got a brown sock liner. Dope sneaker. Not sure if it's something that I gotta have. This is probably gonna be a flip for me. I would probably try and trade these for a gaggle of sneakers, just because I feel like people are gonna overvalue these, just like they do every Travis Scott release. They're always overvalued, in my opinion, whether they're dope or not. So this would be a flip for me. AJ, what's your thoughts?
Oh, it's definitely little flip, young Dolph flip, all kind of flips. Back
I'm
flip,
weak.
trampoline flip. Whoever want to flip, I'm flipping them. So yeah, these definitely gonna be a flip, because you already know I'm not a big fan of that backward swoosh as is. So it's definitely gonna be a flip for me.
Yes, sir. Kay, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with the both of you all. I do not own any Travis Scott, nor do I really care to. I think. I personally just think that sometimes it is a great shoe. There's great materials, but at the end of the day, it's just the hype for me that I just don't really like about it. I do not like the backward swoosh. I felt like why. What was that shoe that came out last month and they did all them restocks on, and it was red and white and black? What was the name of that shoe? Heritage.
The Heritage,
Yeah.
Heritage one.
Okay. So yeah. So that shoe was literally the same shoe minus a backward swoosh in blue. Remember when they did the fragment Travis Scott situation?
Yeah.
It's the same color blocking, but yet that shoe set. And I was like, I just don't like that. I'm cool, on that type of hype, because I do think the Heritage was a dope shoe, for the people that wanted it. So this will be a flip for me, like you said. I'll probably grab two other shoes, or I might just put it in my little slush fund at this point.
Yeah, so certified flipper there for all of us here. And to give y'all what the people said about these, you had 67% of people say gotta have them, 19% of people sided with us and said flip them, 7% of people said trash, and 7% of people said sleep for cheap. So, it's a pretty heavy thing there, which is to be expected on a Travis Scott release. That most people are going to go after him there. So next two sneakers, I'm actually probably going to combine these together here. They're going to be Union collabs, and they're also dropping on 7/21. So it looks like 7/21 is going to be a heavy collab day. So good luck to everybody that's going after collabs on the 21st. So You got 2 Union Cortezes that are coming out. They've already come out with 2 other Union Cortezes, which I don't think are doing very well. I think they're close to retail, if not just a little bit over retail if you're buying them on the resale market, which after fees, I guess they're a little bit more than that because fees are highway robbery, but that's a different conversation for a different day. So first one of the 2, you have the Union Cortez Blue Fury, which I think this is the better one of the 2. This one is going to have premium suede on the upper there. You got some gray. You got like that light blue or teal blue, whatever kind of color you want to call that. And then in like the mid panel and like just below the toe box, you have like this canvas material, which is like, it kind of reminds me of like 1970s game show vibes or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Those stripes are just kind of weird. So you got like a pink stripe and a yellow stripe that's going throughout that. And then on the inner, the medial side of the sneaker, you actually see that teal or that light blue color come back into play. You do have the Union LA tab right there by the eyelets, which the eyelets are actually split between that gray and that teal color as well. You do have the Union logo on the back tab. This colorway is a flip. I mean, they do have the recycled material, it looks like, on the midsole, so they are, recycling some rubber there for these guys. But it's just nothing that I gotta have once again. So these would be a flip for me. And then the other colorway is going to be the lemon frost, which the lemon frost, I just don't like any of the color blocking on this. And maybe it's because I'm a man, it's just too feminine looking to me. These are like a I guess a sail or a tan color throughout most of the upper, and it's that premium suede again. You got a yellow premium suede swoosh. Your eyelets are split between that tan and that yellow color as well. You got the 1970s vibe stripes on the sneaker as well, where you got, it looks like, what y'all call it, that like an infrared color, or would you call it just an actual red? I can't really tell from the picture. It could be an infrared, it could be a pink. You also have purple in there. But yeah, these for me are just a little bit too feminine. I think it's nothing that I would rock. Not saying that I don't ever rock sneakers that have feminine colors, because I definitely have some pink sneakers in my list and in my collection. But these just don't appeal to me at all. So these would be trash for me. But AJ, we'll throw it over to you. What's your opinion on both of the Union Cortez releases here?
Honestly, since like the first set came out and they didn't really like resell well, it's like, because I was gonna say, because I know when I voted, I definitely said I was gonna flip them, but then I went back and looked. I was like, I'm not really gonna gain too much if I flip them, but I'm like, they not really trash in my mind either. So I'm just gonna say sleep for cheap. I'm just gonna keep the peace and say sleep for cheap. That's what I'm gonna do with them. So
on both of them, huh?
on both of them, because I mean, I kind of like. I mean, I like both colorways. I feel like I could do something with both of them with dressing it up like, but I really don't have to have it. I know it ain't gonna flip, so it's not all the way there. I can't say it's trash because I don't know. I don't know why I like it. It's one of those shoes. It's kind of like, I don't know why I like it. Maybe because I feel like it's just different. So I'm just gonna say sleep for cheap on both of them.
That's fair. And Kay, what's your thoughts? Sound like the garbage truck is backing up. Is what it sounds
listen. That the stripe is giving reading rainbow. First of all, that's what it's giving. It's giving, or it's giving. It's electric, like that Soul Train line, and the little colors is coming in the back. Don is throwing that afro up, and it's given a whole lot for me. I personally do not like Cortezes. I know that there's like a lot of history behind the Cortez and things like that, and I respect what Union did because I actually did watch the live on Sneakers where they talked about their inspiration behind it. So I applaud them for the work that they did on both of the shoes, but I'm just not really feeling them. Like I don't want to say they're trash because one person's trash is another person's treasure, but it is just not something that I would put in my collection. I do not like the splickle splackle on the outsole of any of the sneakers.
Don't like that recycled material, huh?
No, I don't. And I just Nike got to quit playing. Like, if you're gonna give us a collaboration, see, and I'm not gonna go down this rabbit hole today, but if you're gonna do a collaboration, like, we're paying for like this, we're paying for more quality materials, quote unquote. And I feel like by doing a recycle thing, like, while sustainably it's the great thing to do, but I'm also paying $130 for a $90 shoe. And I'm just not here for that because this doesn't hold that for me. I mean, Union, okay, cool, y'all cool. So yeah, this would just have to be, I don't know. It's a trash. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't like them personally. But whoever gets them, y'all tag me in y'all fits, fresh fit approved. Use the hashtag and I'll see what y'all working with.
So you saying trash for both colorways?
Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly really only like wasn't that first one that was like a black
black with like
colorway?
green,
Yeah.
and like blue. Yeah.
That was cool. That gave me it gave me like one of the flags in Nigeria or something. It kind of more gave me another vibe. Like, these just give me like summertime fine. You out of LA wearing Cortezes or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm good.
Cortez with the high socks and the Dickies.
Yeah, I'm good.
She said, yeah, I'm good. All right. So to give y'all what the people said, we'll start off with the gray and blue ones there, the Blue Furies. 4% of people said gotta have them. 26%.
It ain't looking too good.
26% of people said flip them. 39% of people said trash, and you got 30% of people that said sleep for cheap on those. And then on the Lemon Frost here, it's almost the same story. You got 9% of people said gotta have them. 23% of people said flip them. 45% of people said trash, and 23% of people said sleep for cheap. So yeah, not a lot of people feeling those Union Cortezes.
And then I'm like, why did we get 4 colorways though? Like, y'all could have just gave us one colorway and kept it moving. I was wondering
that too. And I don't know if Nike is just trying to like make people like silhouettes that people generally don't like. I mean, like, what you did the Unions, you did 2 Union 2s. You had the Nina Chanel 2s. We had those orange 2s that are getting ready to come out that are a collab.
Oh,
you got these Cortez. Yeah, exactly. You got these 4 Cortezes that nobody wants.
Right.
I mean, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Here? Are we just trying to be different?
When I actually saw the Union 2s on a lot of people's feet, I actually liked them. I don't have any 2s or never had any 2s, but those were ones that I personally did like. But I was like, nah, I tried. Union was crashing and all that, and I ain't got time. X out. I guess I ain't getting them.
I had the gray fogs for a hot second, and I really do like them. I'll probably try and get them again, at least through trade block. I ain't gonna pay resale for them. That's just ridiculous. But
right.
Especially not for 2s. I'm not spending $300 plus on 2s. I'm just not
doing
it. Hating on 2s so much.
I'm just saying, man. I'm not spending $300 plus on 2s.
They're not ugly, but they just not like. They just don't. I don't know. They're just different. I'll just say they're just different. Yeah, they're a different vibe for sure.
That's fair. But last sneaker on the list for gifts here is going to be a women's release or a women's exclusive, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
not
excited.
sure. Not sure if these are running in extended sizes or not.
No, I looked. Nope.
Sheesh.
Not at all.
Sorry.
These are
Nah.
dropping on the 23rd. They're the Air Jordan 1. Is it Chanel?
Chanel.
Is that how you say that? Chanel?
Yeah.
These are going to be $170. I wonder if the materials are premium because from the pictures they don't really look premium. But Jordan brand is hit or miss with whether they give you premium materials or not. That's how that goes. It does look like they give you some extra stuff though, because with the Chanel swoosh there, which looks like a Letterman's jacket, if you don't know what that is, you get that on the swoosh, which does look dope. You get a hang tag that's that material as well on this sneaker. It gives you red, white, and gray color blocking on this sneaker as well. It almost looks like in the tongue you got like some corduroy action. It looks like it kind of looks corduroy. I don't know. I could be wrong.
It's similar. It's not. Yeah, it's dope though. It's different. It's not. It's not like a regular tongue.
Yeah, it looks
It's
kind of
fire.
corduroy just from looking at the texture there. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. But just to give y'all a basic, rundown of the sneaker, you got white in the mid panel, white in the toe. You got red throughout the eyelets, around the wings, the heel, and around the toe cap. Red outsole, red laces, red Nike Air on the tongue. You got the gray in like the ankle area and gray wings logo on this sneaker as well. And you got gray in the tongue. I think these are dope. Probably nothing that I'm gonna go after. Just when it's a women's release, I try to let the women have their release and just kind of leave it be. There are some women's releases that I'm just saying, like,
ain't you a gentleman? Look
I'm
at
just
you.
saying, it's a women's release. It shouldn't be a bunch of dudes going and buying a women's release so that the women can't get it. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Like they don't buy our shoes, but it's cool. That's cute. Yeah.
So you're saying it
Okay,
should be size neutral?
what you not gonna do?
If we want equal opportunity, let's do it
So
on
hold
these
on,
shoes too.
hold on.
Okay.
Beat, back it up now. Okay. I feel you though.
Oh man, but these would, if my wife liked them, I'd probably cop them for her. So if she liked them, I'd probably go after them. But I don't know. I mean, she has a lot of red and white sneakers already, so she might be like, I'm good. But it's definitely a dope concept, different with the the Chanel swoosh and the Chanel hang tag there as well. So this would be, I guess I gotta have them if my wife wanted them. Otherwise, it'd be a sleeper cheap. AJ, what's your thoughts?
I'm with you too. If the missus say she want them, then we can go get them because they ain't coming in extended size with my Bigfoot. So therefore, well, I definitely think it's. I mean, red. Red, one of my favorite colors. Next to orange. So, but I definitely like the color of it. I feel like it's how some Jordan ones is like simple, but they still kind of like I feel like it stand out. I feel like that's one of those Jordan ones. These are one of those Jordan ones, I should say. So definitely gotta have.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, this is clearly I gotta have them. Not only is it a women's release, but to me, I feel like this is a sneaker that I would like to see as like a Valentine's Day sneaker without like the Valentine's Day branding, right? Because I actually have the Air Force One love letters, and while I love them, it seems a lot of times is out of place when I wear them and they're not like it's not February 14th. So I feel like this is a great substitute or something for Nike to think about moving forward of like you don't have to always put all the branding on there just to have something for Valentine's Day. I personally think that the materials on these are probably going to be premium because if you think about it, like most of the women's releases, especially when it comes to Jordan 1 High OGs, are premium. You have that satin-like material a lot of times around the ankle collar and sometimes on the toe. You always have some extra laces type situations. So I think they're gonna do us good, with this sneaker. And I'm actually really excited about it. So if y'all wife don't want them, y'all can go ahead and put in for that 10 women because it's gonna be a dog fight at this point. Because I do think this shoe, hopefully I think it'll do well. I think it'll do well. It's red. It does have that Letterman jacket vibe. It gives you something that you can wear in February, but it's different. Like just the tongue, because like you were saying, the tongue, to my understanding, is kind of a corduroy. It's not like the lint grabbing corduroy, but it does have the ridges similar to that. And to my understanding, this is actually going to be closer to the 85 cut.
Okay.
So they actually kind of, once you, like, if you were to put the Georgetowns against this one, it's very similar, like very similar in terms of the cut, which is actually really exciting. So yeah, I'm all in. These is a gotta have them.
Okay. Do y'all think that they should have put a little bit more emphasis on the Wings logo too? Like they kind of just they did it on the swoosh. Do you think they should have done it on the Wings logo too, to make it pop a little bit more? Or you think it was, less is more on this?
I think it's kind of less is more, my opinion on this one.
Yeah. I don't like when we mess with the Wings logo. Like, I didn't like that on the Pine Green 2.0s. It literally looked like a Scab. And I was like, I just cannot, y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, I was like, why is this on here like that? Like, and then, so I just don't like when they mess with the wings. Like, I'm good with that. Looks fantastic.
Okay. So to give y'all what the people said about these, quick rundown here. You had 42% of people said gotta have them, 31% of people said flip them, 4% of people said trash, and 23% of people said sleep for cheap. So yeah, kind of a all around type of thing there. Not a whole lot of people just flooding the gates on those. I mean, I guess the majority is gotta have them, but not a lot of people just overabundantly there.
Right.
So normally this is where we would have Blaze's Holy Grails, but Blaze is out this week with COVID, so we will not have Blaze's Holy Grails this week.
Get some quick recovery, Blaze. Get you back, man.
Yes, sir. We look forward to hearing Blaze's Holy Grails next week, so we'll probably have like a double Holy Grails next week. But in its place, we're going to talk about some pickups for 2022 because when the year started, I was on this one sneaker a month.
Right.
And let's just say I was holding strong through March. March, I was doing pretty well. As a matter of fact, I was still doing good in April. It was May where I fell off the wagon, and that was my birthday month, so that makes sense. And I don't know. I guess we can kind of go through all of our pickups for this year. So I'll start it off here. So for me, I got it listed by month here, so I'm just going to do a quick rapid fire. So in January, I picked up the Jordan 13 Court Purples, got those off of Sneakers. February, I hit on the Jordan 6 UNC Shock Drop, which was I guess there wasn't a regular release, so I guess the release of the Jordan UNCs. March, picked up the Jordan 1 Rebellionaires, which I've regretted ever since because I paid too much. Yeah, I wish I had waited a little bit longer on those. Anyway, April, picked up the Jordan 13 Brave Blues, and then also made a few trades that month. Picked up the Jordan 1 Tokyos, the silver joints, and $160 cash. I traded my Jordan 11 Cool Grays for those. Also picked up the Jordan 5 Racer Blues. Traded my Nike Adapt BB2 Laker colorway for those that were used. Ended up selling those for $250 to Jordan 5 Racer Blues. Just because didn't want them. I just was trying to get rid of my Adapt BB2s. Because, what you got going on there? You could hear a little bit of family in AJ's background there. But anyway, we'll probably edit that out. In May, picked up the Dunk Low Ciders. That was my only pickup for the month, and then I made a bunch of trades. Got the LeBron 9 Big Bangs, traded those for the Jordan 6 UNCs. Then I got the Jordan 6 UNCs back, traded those for the Jordan 13 Singles Day. Then I picked up the Jordan 1 Gore-Tex. See, this is where I fell off the wagon. Picked up the Jordan 1 Gore-Tex from GOAT. Picked up the Nike LD Waffle Sakai Clots from Soul Steels. Made a trade for Yeezy Boost 700 Bright Blues, and then that trade got canceled because the trader didn't send in the Bright Blues. I had traded the Tokyos and the Ciders, but those got sent back to me. June, picked up the Air Max Griffey 1 Alternates, and picked up the Lebrano Palmers. Jordan 2 Union Gray Fog got via trade, traded the Jordan 6 UNC and the Tokyos. Picked up the Soulfly Jordan 1 Lows, and also picked up the Converse Undefeated Chuck Taylor 70 Mid from Soul Steels for $50. It was a mystery box, so that wasn't really, I thought I was going to get something better. I was trying to gamble there, and I lost. Anyway, and then for the month of July, picked up the Jordan 5 Low Clots via trade, traded the Lebrano Palmers for those, and I picked up $23 in that trade as well. And then also picked up the Yeezy 700 that you guys saw earlier, traded the Dunk Low Ciders and the Jordan 2 Union Fogs, also picked up $20 in that trade, and I sold the Soulflies just because I bought the Soulflies for the fact of wearing them to the award show, and I don't think we're going to get to wear sneakers to the award show. So went on ahead and sold those back on GOAT. But that's my pickups for the year. AJ, we'll throw it over to you before we get into Miss K, because she has a whole spreadsheet. So AJ, what have you picked up so far this year, sir? Uh-oh, can't hear you. You're muted.
I have no order of this. What I picked up, I kind of just wrote it all down, kind of looked at the closet and was like, okay, I know these all came out this year.
See, that makes my iPhone note sound great.
Look, that's why I need what was that app? I need that app now. I need to get that app and start, taking pictures and looking at it. I just buy stuff and just put it up and then forget I got it. Then be like, oh, okay, I remember I got these. But I think I got a quick 10 pair. I ain't gonna say I was kind of like you, Mark, but I was kind of like, I said maybe 1 or 2 pair a month. Now, mind you, I may have got some other stuff in between this month, but these are like the pickups that we all know about. So I got the Easter 5s, Brotherhood ones, the Rebellionaire ones, the Heritage ones, the CB4 Suns, so the Charles Barkley Suns. That's probably my favorite pickup because I've been wanting that shoe again since I was a kid. I got the Bo Jackson Nike trainers. I got the Cardinal 3s. I got the Dunk Low, like gold and red, gold and burgundy, gold and red. You got the UNC 6s, which I actually traded to get my Easter 5s. And I got the LeBron James 19 junk food or fast food. I don't know whichever one they want to call them. But that's my quick little rundown of what I picked up so far this year. And honestly, out of all that, them CB4 Suns is my favorite pickup out of everything I just said. So it's more nostalgia purposes, but it's definitely that Barkley. I was highly excited when I picked it up. So yeah. Out of what I picked up this year, that's my favorite so far.
I guess I'm probably being a prisoner of the moment. I guess my favorite pickup so far this year would be these, just because I've never owned a pair of Yeezys, and
the way they look, they're probably my favorite too.
But we're gonna throw it over to Miss Cay Fresh here, who informed me that she has a Excel spreadsheet of her pickups. So
let's sit back and kick our feet up. What you
saying? Yeah, exactly. Because this is gonna be.
I count it. There's only 23 pairs, so I'll try to go fast. But the reason for the spreadsheet is because, you know, when you're doing like YouTube and stuff, you want to make sure that you fully understand everything that you've like put into your channel. And so that's just one tip for people. Like, even if you're doing it for fun, like, you know, it's a lot of money and time that you spend to create. And so you want to make sure that you have all that in order. So that way, when the IRS gives you your little form that says, oh, you made your little stanky money off of YouTube, then you can actually put this back into your, like your taxes, and then it'll actually help. Because I don't think a lot of people know that, like, when you put things on like social media and you make money off of it, like, you can get tax write-offs for what you purchased for it. So that's why I have the spreadsheet. So that's just some little free 99 game for y'all. So January, I picked up the Saucony 6000 Sweet Streets, or Licorice, I think was the other name. Also in January, I got the New Balance 2002 R. I think they're like the Incense colorway. I think it was a collab with, not PacSun. Maybe it was PacSun. J. Crew. It was a collaboration with J. Crew. I just went on a New Balance kick. So I got the MB 550 in the white and gray colorway. I did pick up the Air Jordan 3 Pine Green on a sneaker reserve, I believe. And then last in January, I did get a new model, which is the New Balance 5740, and it was the Mosh Pizza. That was a collaboration for International Pizza Day, so that was really dope. In February, I did also get the Air Jordan 5 Racer Blue. Shout out to the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, because anything that has blue and white, or blue, black, and white, I have to pick up because of my affiliation. So hence why I also bought the New Balance 550 in the blue and white colorway. And because I'm a Jayhawk, I also had to get the New Balance 550 in the red and white colorway, because I want to wear one shoe that is blue and one shoe that is red to the games. I know I'm just rubbing it in. Also in February, I actually got the Jordan 6 UNC for personal. I did not trade them, and I did not trade them out to get something else like y'all did. That was just crazy to me. And then
just a side note, I'm a Duke fan, so that's that. It really didn't bother me, but keep going.
Okay. And then in March, I actually only purchased 3 pair of shoes, even though 2 aren't on here, because my dad actually purchased them for me. So I actually bought the Dunk High, I think it's called the Lemon Twist. It was a women's colorway. They're really cute. And then I actually did get the Air Max 1 Heavy. And I'm planning to, actually I have the Mellow actually, and I'm planning to get the Heavy. That's going to be a reach back probably this month. And then I did get the beloved 700 Wave Runners. I finally got those in the collection after like thousands of years. So that was exciting. And then April, I got the Air Force One Flax, you know, the Timberland of the Air Force One. I did get the Nike Dunk High Prime Pink. I finally got the Panda, the Dunk Low Panda, after like umpteenth amounts of L's on that sneaker. I kind of went crazy in April. I did get the Nike Air Max 1 Bayou. I did a Kansas colorway, and then I also got another pair, and I did like, it's like a kind of seafoam green and khaki. People tended to like that one a lot. In May, I did get the New Balance 2002 R in the Bordeaux colorway. Then I also got the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated shoe, New Balance. It's like the Rogue B or something like that. They called it the White Dove, which I thought was cute. Also in May, I did pick up the Air Max Presto Hello Kitty. Everybody calls me Kitty in my family. That's just like a nickname of mine, and I always like Hello Kitty, so I grabbed those. And then lastly, in May, I did pick up a Yeezy slide. I'm trying to remember what colorway I have. I have them over here. I haven't worn. Oh, the Green Glow. Got the Green Glow. That was an assist because I cannot hit on a slide to save my life. And then lastly, in June and July, I actually got the Adidas Adilet slide, which was what Kanye was all upset about because he said they looked like the fake Yeezy. I like them a lot, so I might pick up a different colorway later on. And then my last 2 pickups were the Bluebirds 5s, which was a reach back or like a sneakers reserve. And then I did get the Nike Dunk Low Lisa Leslie, which are fire, absolute fire. So yeah, that's all I've picked up, about over 20 pairs.
Okay. And of all of those, which one is your favorite so far?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, this is hard because I like them all. I would say the Air Max 1 Mellow. I misspoke. I don't have the heavy. Just because it was, I thought it was a really solid collaboration. Like, we've seen a lot of collaborations this year, and I felt like theirs just like really, like, it's giving Woodstock. You know what I mean? Like, it's giving every element of Woodstock. And to the fact that they were able to communicate that in a shoe was just outstanding. And they deserve the three colorways. Like, Union did not with the Cortez, with the 4 colorways. They deserve the 3. Like, they did that. They did that on all 3 pairs.
Okay. Well, that's gonna close out the show for the week. Cay, thank you for coming and joining us this week.
Yes, thank you.
We'd love to have you on the show again in the future. We'd love to be on your show in the future as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, anytime you want to invite us, just hit us up. We'd love to be on there, along with our third member, Blaze, too, who wasn't able to be here due to COVID this week. But this is the part of the show where we give you the opportunity to plug yourself, tell us all about your social media, where people can find you, where they need to subscribe to, all of that stuff. So go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. But first and foremost, shout outs to you all for a dope podcast. I was able to catch a few episodes, specifically the one that you all did with the Vintage, which is crazy because we kind of are from the same hometown, which is like, I never would have thought that. But so I appreciate you all for having me on the podcast. I really enjoyed the time that we spent together, and hopefully we can connect a lot more. But like they said, my name is Cay Fresh, or Kicks for Fresh on my Instagram and YouTube. I do all things sneakers and fresh fit. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to see what I'm picking up, and you also want to see how I am styling these sneakers, please make sure to follow me on Instagram or on YouTube. I'm very active on both. I do have a TikTok, but I am not on there as much as you probably would want me to be on there. So you might as well not follow me. One of the things that I want to leave you all with is I actually started a clothing line a few years ago, and I named it Fresh Creations, and creations with a K and a Z at the end because Zeta, right? And really the meaning behind my brand is I wanted to create pieces where I felt like no matter who you were and how you wanted to dress and how you wanted to express yourself, you were fresh. Like, this is a creation. You are a creation from God or from whoever that you believe in, and really want to make sure that you go out, you feel your best, and you look your best, right? And so I actually started this clothing line, and I've had 3 shirts to already come out. The first one was Fresh by Design, and my tag was, no matter how you dress, you are uniquely designed, to be who you are, and come with it, And then my second was Gorgeous Tomboy, because I was like, no matter if you like sports, you like hooping, or, you like sneakers, like, you still be gorgeous, and just reinvent the word tomboy. And then my third shirt was Let's Get This Bread, and I spell bread, obviously BRED. So know whether it's like another black and red colorway or just bread from your side hustle. So those was like my 3 statement pieces for the brand. But moving forward, I'm actually only going to have like fresh creations on my shirts. So I actually have 2 colorways that are coming out very, very soon. So make sure to follow me on Instagram at Clothing by Fresh. And that's where you get all the updates on my clothing brand. And my hope is to have a white shirt with black lettering and a white shirt with purple lettering. I can't tell you exactly what the design is going to look like, but I've been working with a graphic designer, and I'm super, super excited for it. So just let me know if you all have any questions. I'm an open book. I'm very approachable and friendly. Please know that like the DMs are open as long as we are talking about sneakers, because I am happily married and I do not want people trying to holler at me because we'll get blocked. But I just appreciated the time that we spent, and I thank you so much for thinking of me. And I hope that, you can continue to grow your podcast, and I'm looking forward to hearing more episodes.
Indeed. Well, we appreciate all that, and we look forward to your new pieces that are coming. AJ, where can they find you at, sir?
Well, y'all know me. Tell a friend, tell another friend, and make sure you tell that last friend that you make sure you follow us, like us, subscribe us, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. So we just only can get better. We only can do good with y'all help. Make sure you follow us though on Kick_City at 913 on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter at City_Kick. That's on Twitter, and it is free to share. It don't cost you nothing. You can share some. We share yours. We got no problem with sharing. Don't forget, we still got t-shirts. Get you a t-shirt. I want to see the Kick City brand out here when I'm out and about. And if you see me out, I may buy you a shot. You buy a shirt, I buy a shot. Let's just do it like that. That's what I'm on. That's what I'm on tonight. So make sure that. But then on top of that, you follow me too at AJJ_Almighty on IG. And Marco, tell me where they can find you at.
All right, so you can find me personally at MB The Remix on IG. You can find me on Twitter at DAMB2Experience on Twitter. Like AJ said, you can find Kick City at Kick_City 913 on IG. You can find us on Twitter at City_Kick on Twitter. And then you can find us on Facebook at The Kick City Podcast on Facebook. And that's going to close out the show. Blaze, get well soon, sir.
See you later.
Peace.
Kick City.